In this video, we want to take a look at how to solve a quadratic inequality. So we have x squared minus 5x plus 4 is greater than or equal to 0. And we want to solve this algebraically. Now, here are the steps. So the first thing we want to do is factor the quadratic expression. So we're going to break it down as x minus 4 times x minus 1. And this expression is greater than or equal to 0. So for the expression on the left, the quadratic, we want to pretend like we're finding roots. But we are going to find the roots if this were an equation, and the roots are x equals 1 and x equals 4. But what we want to do with the roots is we're going to write them on a number line. So we have x equals 1 and x equals 4. And we could name this line f of x. And what we're considering f of x as is f of x equals x squared minus 5x plus 4. And what we want to do is we're going to plug in values of x on each of these three intervals into the quadratic expression and record the sign of the output value. So for the first subinterval here, x is less than 1, a good value to plug in is x equals 0. And we could plug 0 into the original form here or the factored form. So if we plug it into the original form, we'll get 0 minus 0 plus 4, which will give us 4. And what we're going to do with this is we're not going to write the number 4. We're just going to record that we have a positive output value. For the next part of this, for the interval x is between 1 and 4, a good value to test is x equals 2, because 2 is between 1 and 4. So when we plug in 2, remember, I could plug it into the original form of the expression or the factored form. Let's say I plug it into the factored form, I would get 2 minus 4 times 2 minus 1. And this would give me negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. But I'm only going to record the sign of the output value, and the sign is negative here. And for the last interval, a number for x values greater than 4, a number I could pick is x equals 5. And that I'm going to plug into the original expression. And I'm going to plug it into the factored form of the expression on the left. And I'll get, instead of x minus 4, we'll get 5 minus 4 times 5 minus 1, which is equal to 4. But once again, I'm only interested in the sign of this number, and the sign of this output number is positive. Now, once you have your sign chart made, the last thing you need to do is interpret your answer, or interpret your work to write your answer. So since we're looking for when this quadratic is greater than or equal to 0, we're interested in the intervals that are positive, not negative, because when a number is positive, it's greater than 0. So we're going to include the intervals where the output values are positive. So the name of this interval is x is less than or equal to 1. But we have two intervals that are positive here. We have the first and the last interval. The last interval is called x is greater than 4, because these are all values to the right of 4. So x is greater than or equal to 4. Now, the reason why we're putting equal to signs next to these inequalities is because we need the quadratic to be greater than or equal to 0. That's why we're including the roots 1 and 4 in this situation. Now, the last thing I need to do to make this look better is to put a union symbol between these two inequalities, because my answer has two parts to it, this first interval and the second interval here. So this is my solution. If I wanted to write my answer in interval notation, I could say parenthesis negative infinity to 1 with a closed bracket, because we're including 1, union bracket with a 4, because 4 is included, so all the numbers from 4 to infinity. And we put parentheses around infinity and negative infinity because those numbers cannot, well, infinity and negative infinity are not numbers and they cannot be contained. Now, just so that you understand the concept in this video, here's a sketch of the quadratic to the left of the inequality. And what we're looking for is when is this quadratic greater than or equal to 0? Now, in the language of a graph is greater than or equal to 0 when it's either on the x-axis or above. So if we look here, if we highlight the part of the graph that's on the x-axis or above, the part of the graph that is on the x-axis or above is happening when x is less than or equal to 1, or when x is greater than or equal to 4. Okay. Once again, looking at the graph also helps you understand why the process works. The reason why we only have to test one value on each interval is because no matter which value I test on the interval x is less than 1, I'm going to get something positive, and the only way I'm going to get something negative is if I pass through 0 first. That's why we found the roots x equals 1 and x equals 4 were roots, which is where the y values or the function values are 0. So this tells us where the sign changes occur if they are going to occur. Okay, well, this is going to conclude this video. If you found it helpful, please click like and subscribe below, and thank you for watching.